Good day everybody involved with Nigerian boxing. Hope everybody is safe and sound. So I'm making this video because there's a lot of big fights in Nigerian boxing at the moment that I'd love to promote, or love to be part of, or love to see. And of course there's a lot of people recently that have asked me, what's my opinion on these big fights, and the fans, they've been demanding, big time for these fights to happen, and you can understand. First and foremost, right from day one, I've said it, these fights are big fights, these boxers are big boxers. And, for these fights to happen, the show has to be big, the promotion has to be on point, there has to be titles involved, and the boxers must be paid well for these big fights. And, everybody involved with these fights and these shows, should go home happy, after these fights and after these shows. So I'll start with the featherweight category, a big fight that everybody wants to see between Rilwan Lawal and Taiwo Agbaje. I would love to see this fight taking place. I would love to see this fight happening in the near future. What's my take on this fight? I believe if Taiwo Agbaje and his team, won this fight, they should come with a good offer, and do things in a professional way and approach it in a professional way and in the right manner. But first and foremost, I'd love to see a rematch between Tope Musa and Taiwo Agbaje happening first, and then we take it from there. I believe Tope Musa is one of the the best featherweights around, and he deserves to be in this mix. So I'd love to see first the rematch between Agbaje and Tope Musa, and then we take it from there. That's my take on that. Another fight I'd love to see is between Sens and Sodiq in the bantamweight category, and obviously put Tunde Turning Star in that mix as well, and see what happens between the three of them in that bantamweight category. So it'll be very interesting. Another fight most of us missed out on is Otto Boy and Oladusu in the lightweight category. I would love for this fight to still happen, in the near future. I understand because of setbacks and injuries, this fight did not happen, but I'd love to see it eventually happening. And of course, let's not forget Ganiyu. I'd love to throw Ganiyu in the mix, in the lightweight mix, because he deserves to be there. I mean, a lot of work needs to be done from his side, but he deserves to be in that mix. He's been performing well. I've always known him to be a stubborn boxer and a boxer that never gives up. So it'll be interesting as well to see how that division goes. Another big fight that everybody wants to see is in the welterweight category. Taiwo Lowo, the national welterweight champion, Babyface, the West African welterweight champion. So I would love to see this fight happening in the near future. But for those of you that don't know, Babyface and his team, they've approached us twice about this fight. Unfortunately, we rejected the first offer and the second offer. The first one, they approached us on short notice, and they did not want to put their title on the line, and the Lowo was more than happy, to fight for the title. The second time, which is the most recent time, they approached us again, and it's a non-title fight, which we rejected. Olowo wants to put his title on the line and wants, the West African title as well. So it only makes sense for such a big fight to happen with titles involved, and of course the offer has to be right. We are ready for anybody. We've made it clear from the beginning in all the weight divisions that we're involved in. We're ready for any fighter, and we're ready to dance, and we're ready to do it right, in the right way. So it's very important. If Babyface and his team are really serious about this fight, then we should do this and make it happen. Let the fans get what they want, but it has to be done right, with titles involved and with the right offer. And I'm very sure that if we were going to approach Babyface and his team, which obviously we have eyes on the West African title as well, so if we're going to approach them, for sure we're going to come with a good offer, and for sure we're going to put our title on the line. Although we'll be happy to do that. He's made it clear to me and the team that he wants this fight with everything involved. I have respect for Babyface and all Nigerian boxers, and you guys, this. I've been to Egbeda before. I've watched boxing with Babyface. They're really nice people. They treated me really well, so it was really cool. So I have respect. But if we want to get down to business, then we've made it clear that we're ready to put everything on the line. So if you're ready for that, let's dance then. But the right thing has to be done. Another big fight I'd love to see, and the fans would definitely love to see, is in the cruiserweight category between Durodola and Tony Salam. I've heard a lot of people saying that Durodola doesn't gain anything from fighting Tony Salam, but Durodola has fought the likes of KB, who has a very good record. Tony Salam has an amazing record as well, and he's the WBF African champion. So I don't buy that reason as Durodola doesn't gain anything. These two guys are ranked top 2 Nigerian boxers under WBC Africa. So it'll be great to see this fight happening. But also it's important to note that respect to Durodola and Tony Salam. Even if they've had one or two things in the past, they respect each other as professionals in the ring and as boxers. So it's very important to note that. and understand it. Other fights I would love to see, let's say the super featherweight category would be Sikiru and Scorpion. I would love to see that rematch happening, again. So yeah, that's my take on some of these fights. Now that let's just see how it turns out. We're ready for anything. We've made it clear at this video. I've said it. We're ready for any boxer, and we're ready to give the fans what they want. So let's give the fans what they want. But the right thing has to be done, in the first place. So please, guys, stay safe and stay humble, and God bless everybody.